Live here from the South Surrey Arena. It is post-game here in Game 2 as the Kings coming up with a big victory to even up the series by a score of 5-3 now with assistant coach Harry Mehesh. And Harry, well, first off, it was a complete 180 for the Kings in this one, a much better performance, and obviously the result on the scoreboard definitely reflected that tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we came out kind of the perfect start you could ask for, really, minus obviously Richie kind of getting, that hit. He's okay. He left the game for precaution, lost a couple teeth. Nothing like a hockey player hasn't experienced before, but obviously that helped us kind of maintain the, our good start with that power play, and it was a great start and a great finish.
Well, getting that first goal, I think really early on was a huge difference maker in that first period. Adam Mendelson jamming away at it, and then of course you go on to that 5-minute major power play. Not able to score on that power play, but still able, to generate some chances and start to gain some momentum. But after that power play, the Eagles started to rally a little bit, and then I think the media timeout came at a perfect time because you guys would then go on to score right after that media timeout again from Adam Mendelson.
Yeah, I mean, credit to that line. That was kind of a tweak we made after last night with Mendelson, Luch, and Symes there, and that's a textbook playoff line right there, going to the net hard on that first goal. And then that first power play. I mean, you got one early in the game. It's it's great. You're never gonna not want a 5-minute major power play. But it takes some of the guys out of the bench here a little bit. So yeah, we didn't score, but at the same time, we also didn't let them generate anything and kind of get their legs going. I don't think they got their first shot till about the 10-minute mark. So obviously we would have wanted to score and kind of pull away early, but if anything, it kind of prevented them from kind of getting going in that first period. And then, like you mentioned, that second goal coming off that media, that's kind of what sparked us for that second half of the first, and then kind of into the second as well.
And then that first period, you outshot them. Was it 21? I've already forgot.
Or something like that.
16 to 5. Excuse me.
Like that, yeah.
I was thinking back to last night, but
Yeah.
16 to 5, and I think going into that intermission there, was it more like, okay, that's more like it. That's what we want to see out of this team.
Oh, exactly. And we saw everything we wanted to see. I mean, the physicality. I mean, that was. I know we only played each other 4 times in the regular season, and it was pretty spread out. But you could sense the bad blood and the hate they're bringing in that game, which is exactly what you look forward to in playoff hockey and something we want to embrace. I mentioned their comments yesterday about them having to dig deep and become physical, but when we take it to them, we don't. We feel like they don't really stand a chance with us in that department right now. So yeah, it was a great first period, and very much the message after that was, okay, now we're awake, and this is what we can do to these guys.
So second period, you get an early goal, the fortunate bounce from Dylan Hewlett off the Zamboni gate there, and you look at that point, the momentum's all in your favor. You get that goal, and it's just like, all right, now this is our game.
Yeah, and I honestly, I wouldn't even call that a lucky goal this time of the year, because we've had that happen so many times against us. We worked hard. We're doing all the right things. You got to be good to be lucky. And I told the bench right there, that's not a lucky goal. We earned that goal. It took 56 games, but we earned a goal like that because that hard work translates, and eventually you're going to get the bounces if you're playing the right way. And that's exactly what happened on that goal. So obviously then that got to 3-0, and I mean that's a broken record. We've talked about that many times, and it's the same thing we said to the guys was. We learned a lot of lessons in the regular season, a lot. They don't mean anything if you don't learn from them. Yeah, we wanted to correct that, in games, 30, 40. But if ultimately that leads to us correcting it now, then, we'll take it. And obviously from 3-0, we were still able to close out the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll get more into that 3-goal lead later on here. But still in the second, they would tie it up on a hard-earned goal. Then kind of our chance on one end for you guys, and they go the other way, put it in the back of the net. Then after that point, that's when things started to really heat it up, and really that's when it started to feel like a playoff game out there. And I think you guys matched the shot for shot with all the physical play, all the post whistle stuff as well.
Yeah, it was kind of that playoff style reffing as well. I thought both teams were kind of getting away with stuff, but it was even, which from a coach's standpoint you can't really argue with as long as it's kind of fair. And yeah, we did a great job kind of sucking them in. Caleb Bentham was just a pest all night, and I mean he does it in a way that's with those hits, and he stands his ground, and that's awesome to see from a young guy really elevate his game in the last 2 nights. But yeah, once they scored, they obviously had one more push there, but we did a great job kind of going toe to toe with them, getting out of that second period, and then obviously that set up for a pretty entertaining third.
Yeah, so third period, you're on the power play to start the period, and at that point, it felt like you guys needed to score on that power play, which you did with Jack Blanchett. But was that kind of the mindset of like, all right, we get a goal here, now we got this in the bag?
Yeah, a lot of those times we were up 3. I mean, there's no reason we couldn't go 4 or 5, and now we were up 2, and rather than kind of waste the power play, and then now you're kind of, I don't want to say you're on your heels, but let's be honest, we've been in this situation a lot. I think we're mentally getting stronger, but it's more comforting if you could just score and kind of reset the mindset, and that's what happened. It was early on in that third period. It was a great goal, a bit of an exclamation point goal with that shot, and then then we scored, pretty quick after that as well. And at 5-1, you feel like you should win that game, but it's never over till it's over.
Mm-hmm. So after you go up 5-1 on that goal from Ryder Ringer, what was kind of the game plan from that point on? Was it, all right, let's focus on playing good defensive hockey, or was it, let's keep, putting our foot down on the gas pedal and keep on pressing and try to add more?
Well, I mean, you saw it right after we scored that 5th goal. They've kind of shown all their cards now. They were playing desperate. They hit, that stretch guy way too many times for our liking. Obviously, they have some plays there that they run when they're down. So we got to see that firsthand, and now we kind of know, all their tricks. We haven't been up on them a lot. There's that one game back in November. That was a pretty high-scoring game. But now that we see how they react when they're down, we got to address that, because they were finding good opportunities there, and that kind of got us up on our heels. I know back-to-back breakaways, Mets makes 2 big saves, but at that point where the mentality is still to attack, but they're a good team, and they obviously have things that they're trying to execute as well, and they were able to do it. We just got phenomenal goaltending here tonight, and that was definitely a big part in that last 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Now, how do you feel about this Kings team's performance in kind of that last 10 minutes? Because you did end up giving up 21 shots in that third period. You did mention Cal Metzen, a huge reason why you guys won this game, but there was a lot of pressure from Surrey, a lot of failed clearing attempts as well. What were your thoughts there at the end?
There's something to work on. I mean, we got the win, but obviously there's little details there. I thought we did a pretty good job on the 6-on-5. We obviously a couple more seconds probably could have scored at the end there, but overall, we kept everything to the outside. It was pretty good. But yeah, the last little bit there, I mean, it wasn't so much that we were doing anything wrong. I thought they just really found their game kind of towards the end there with those couple goals. That they were getting the momentum, and things were kind of going their favor. They got a couple good bounces coming out of the corner as well that set up some opportunities. But we're not a team that's gone into third periods a lot with a lead. I know when we have, it hasn't always gone our way. So I think just being able to squeeze out the win and giving ourselves that buffer of the 4 goals, I mean, that's never going to hurt you as well.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, how good did it finally feel, to be able to hold on to that multi-goal lead, even though you allow them back in it a bit, but you're still able to hold on and hang on for a big victory tonight?
This was great. The highest lead we had tonight was 4. We won by 2. Obviously now we know kind of the recipe as to the range we need to play in. Obviously, we expect some tight games as well. That's 2 nights in a row where, one team's behind the 8 ball pretty quick. But, I mean, you're on the road. You got to split. Now it's a best of 5 where we have 3 home games. So, I mean, obviously the best result would have been 2 wins. But, I mean, we'll leave, these 2 games being very satisfied. Feeling like tonight definitely made up for last night's performance.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll change the topic back to the big ice once again. And I think easily it's the best game you guys have played here in this building this year. But also I think defensively, especially through the first 40 minutes of the game, you guys allowed nothing for Surrey. You're getting your sticks in the lanes. You're getting to the rebounds first, and it seems like you guys kind of finally figured out how to play in the defensive zone on this bigger ice.
Well, it kind of goes back to what we talked about yesterday, is being able to play back-to-back nights here. It's that instant familiarity. You're not spending 2 months in between games. So I think right away those adjustments are just a little bit more natural because you've already been on the ice. You kind of know your eye line in terms of your offense, where you're shooting from. Defensively, how much you can come outside the dots. That's kind of where the biggest difference on the ice is just, you tell the D to play inside the dots, but now there's another 5 feet on either side. So I think just being able to go back-to-back nights definitely helped. But, obviously we got to come back into this rink at least one more time. So, we can try to close it out here. Next week, but obviously we got a big job ahead of us here, games 3 and 4 at home.
Yeah, and then also just how important is it to win, a game in this building too? Because when the road team, it's a fact. Yeah, if you want to win the series, you have to win on the road, and we know how difficult this building has been to play in for not only the Kings but every team in the BCHL this season. And to come and win in this building in a game like that, it has to make you guys be feeling really good right now.
For sure. And the thing is, they watch tape on a lot of teams, but they don't really get to watch tape on a lot of teams inside their own rink when they're pre-scouting. So, I'm sure they'll look back at this game and prep for their next home game and kind of see what we did. And this might be the first time that they have to make adjustments on home ice. But again, that's, 2 games down the line. Now they're coming into our rink, which we're very comfortable playing in. And, we actually feel like we have another level to our game at home in terms of physicality, offense, defense. So I said it last night, we're expecting to be better next game, and we should be as well.
Yeah, then series shifting back to Powell River, games 3 and 4 Monday and Tuesday. And you mentioned back on your home ice, and now with the series tied, home ice for 2 games, the ball is now in the Kings' court.
You couldn't sit any better than Kings' court now. So, I'm excited. I know, the energy in that building Monday, Tuesday in Powell River should be awesome. I know it's been a few years since there's been playoff hockey there. And the guys are just excited to get on the boat tomorrow, get home. Like you said, you have to win one on the road if you want to win this series. We've checked that box off, and now we can go to work and swing this favor or the series more in our favor.
Well, the Kings pick up a big win, 5-3 here in Game 2, as the series now turns to Powell River on Monday for Game 3, as both these teams tied 1-1. 7 o'clock puck drop for the Hap Parker Arena. Get your tickets online at tickets.powellriverkings.com. Harry, thank you very much for your time again here post-game. Enjoy the win tonight, and we'll talk to you again on Monday.
Thanks, Kisser.